Hi, we are the Upkeep. I'm Waffles, together with
Spirit.
and Spirit. What are we doing today?
We're gonna look at some pretty cards.
They are pretty. And what is set number is this? Is this number 5?
This is number 5.
All right.
I remember when set 1 came out.
And we couldn't find anything, could we?
Well, no.
No one could find anything.
For those who are keen-eyed, we released a Sapphire review, and
then we're like, that's a lot of work. That was 40 hours of editing. And we have jobs as well, so we're like, we gotta figure out a faster way to do this, right?
Yeah.
And did we?
Yeah,
I think so.
We think so. We are still cooking up a Lorcana video for you, fear not. But it's one of those. It was pretty busy, you know. Just and we're just waiting for all the good people to pour on in.
Yeah, and basically what we're doing today, at least what I decided, I forgot to communicate with Spirit, good teamwork. I thought we would go over the rares first, and then we'd go over the super rares and then the legendaries. Does that sound good? We'll go in order?
Yeah, it sounds
For those who
good.
want uncommon and common reviews, well, if we have time, okay? How about let's say that, if we have time. All right, so basically, we're going to just go in this website. We're going to go down through the rares in each color. And basically,
Waffles,
yeah.
We should tell them what the website is, and we didn't say our catchphrase.
Oh my God. We didn't say our catchphrase, and that's because we are the professional, non-professionals. We make mistakes.
We're
so
living
sorry.
up to it.
We do it. We live up to it. So this website's actually pretty cool. We're not sponsored by them at all. It's Dreamborn.inc, and basically you can build decks. You can look at the new cards. And you could also browse other people's decks to get ideas. So that's how basically we've been having fun.
Before that, we should show them what we made. What we can do now.
Oh, we can, yeah.
Yes, we can.
Well, it's a little awkward because I don't think it's going to work unless we're in this screen. But yeah, look, watch. I'm talking. Hi. Look at me.
You're talking now.
All right, Spirit, are you talking?
I'm talking now.
Wahoo!
We figured it out.
We figured it out, but I just realized that it might be a problem because, does it work from here? It does not. So that is a problem.
So what we can do is we can jump to the card and then we can jump back to the other screen. And
that works. That works. We're figuring stuff out as we stream. Like we said, we're professional, not professionals. So basically, I don't shoot me, but I've never seen Brother Bear. Spirit, is it a good movie?
I think it's been a while since I've seen it. No, you just need to hit it once, Waffles. Just hit it once.
I like tapping buttons.
Every time the mouth opens and you hear words, and then when they're done, you close it like this.
Now I'm talking. Wait, my mouth's closed. Now I'm talking.
Yeah.
All right, we're professionals. All right, but is Brother Bear a good movie, sir?
I liked it, and the Phil Collins music was pretty good.
I love me some Phil Collins. All right. Well, I think we should get to the cards because that's what we're here for.
We will be talking about that. Hey, fear not.
Oh, fear not.
We're gonna talk about that. Hey.
All right. Well, the first one is a 2-drop Inkable named Coda. He's a Storyboy ally. 2/1. Tell everybody during opponent's turns you cannot lose lore, and it taps for 2. I don't think it's very good.
I'm sorry. I'm ready to skip.
You ready to skip already? I don't think it's very good. All right. Well, both of us think it is terrible. And why do I think it's terrible? Because there is not much lore control in the meta as of right now. There are lore control cards, but they're not the best. So, let's continue onwards to the next card. We have the Mighty Kristoff. And Spirit, what do you think about the Mighty Kristoff?
I'm not impressed. It's one of those things. It's like, you guys, if you like Frozen, that's cool. Frozen was a movie that never rang for me, but my God, if you know Frozen, you heard that song everywhere.
Now, I think it'll be cheap in like Steel Stong decks. It'll probably be a cheap cost, but not until like turn 5 or 6, probably after you Whole New World. And basically, by that point, you'd rather, I feel like, be playing songs and playing actual cards. Like, yes, he's powerful. He's a 3/7 that taps for 3 with Bodyguard. I think he is powerful. But I don't, at least the song decks that I know about, I don't think would want him.
And then for the little bear, I agree with you. It's like the meta, it's like they're definitely building up to like lore control. There's definitely a lot more that's happening. But I mean, like for this, Waffles and I didn't expect the more damage control that was happening, like for damage characters if they have.
Agreed. I mean, I'm glad they're doing damage character support, especially since it pairs so well with Amber with healing. But I think lore control could become a thing if more cards are printed. Lyle was a good one, like to help out when your creatures die, they lose lore. But again, it's a little too slow, I think, for the format. So are you ready to move to the next card?
Yes, I am with my permanent mouth open.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying, sir.
You're trying.
I'm trying, and that's what matters.
Animation is hard. We are animating live.
Yep. All right, it's a Moana. 3-drop uninkable, 3/4 for 2 lore. It's a vanilla. It's a rare. I'm upset.
She's Moana. That's it. Move on.
Why are vanillas rares? Someone tell me.
Well, hold on. The one rare that I totally agree with was that Robin Hood from the last.
No, it's just no. You agree with it because you love Robin Hood, not because it's a good card.
No. I agreed because it was Robin Hood. It was Emerald,
and it was in your colors exactly.
Yeah,
that's why you liked it.
That's why.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, moving onwards to Vanellope Von Sweet. All right, she's 4/2/4 shifting.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What'd I do?
No, you didn't do anything. It's because, yeah, I agree with you. We haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In a long time, but my God. Yeah, those cards are crazy. If you are playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, let us know, because compared to Lorcana, I think Lorcana is pretty tame.
Lorcana is the most chill game we've played in a long time for card games. It's actually very kind of zen. No interruptions. There's no interacting. You just take your turn. There's no counter spells. There's no negation from Yu-Gi-Oh! On all your creatures. So it's pretty awesome.
Especially those hand traps are awful.
All right. Well, that's your opinion. You don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! You play Solitaire. Agreed. Basically, one time on the video game on the Switch, I basically had to get through 5 negations to be able to play a single, be able to do my thing, and it was impossible. So let's get back to Vanellope Von Sweet. She's a shifter 2 for 2/4, or she costs 4 and steps for 2. But she has, whenever you play another princess character, all opposing characters get -1 strength until the start of your next turn. Now, it's obviously just for a princess deck, right? There is that new card, that new Amber card, where basically you reveal a top card of your library. If it's a princess or a queen, right? You basically put it into your hand or into play.
Isn't that Ralph?
No, there's also an artifact that does that. Or an item, sorry.
Oh, I know the one. I think we're going to cover that, maybe.
We're going to cover that later, yeah. But basically, this just goes in a princess deck. I think it's decent for that. Now, if you're trying to, do a shrinking deck with, bouncing and stuff, I think the Muses is the better way to go, because you can actually bounce them, and Under the Sea is good. This could work. You could put Under the Sea in this princess deck if you want green amber.
Are you hinting at the new deck I've been playing with?
Maybe.
Yeah, before we've been testing out this Emerald deck, and I've been focusing on minusing strength because there's more support for it now, and the Muses are definitely the stars of that show.
I've been Under the Sea too many times. I've been scuba diving. All right, well, you ready to move on to the next card, good sir?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. We got Wreck-It Ralph. All right, he's a 6/7 for 7. When you play this character, return a character from your discard to your hand. If that card is a princess character, gain 2 lore.
It's definitely more princess support.
So they're really trying to make princesses a thing.
Yeah, and if you remember from the first chapter, Moana, how she untaps her princesses, I think she'll be in decks again, that 1/6.
But do you think princesses have enough support now with that new item and Wreck-It Ralph and this new Vanellope Von Sweet? I'm not sure if it has enough yet.
That's true, but there's something I want to ask the audience. It's are you really happy to see some Wreck-It Ralph stuff in Lorcana? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Wreck-It Ralph.
Shadow couldn't join us today, but he's a big Wreck-It Ralph fan, so he was really happy to see all the support for Wreck-It Ralph.
All right, well, let's head on to the next card. All right, we got Revive. All right, now, this one is a 5-drop uninkable action. Play a character with cost 5 or less from your discard for free. Now, I have a bone to pick with people who want to use this to revive 3 or 4 cost. It's not good. Revive a 5 cost, basically. Let's see. Also, you need to keep in mind the generic support that could work for princesses. That's true. That's true. But this revive, all I think about when I see this card is revive Mufasa.
That's true, but also, I can't deny, I'm a fan of the artwork. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I love to see Mother Gothel on the card. Love it, love it, love it. But basically, if it were a song, it'd be so much better. The fact that it's uninkable and you have to wait for something to be in your graveyard to play it, so if it's in your opening hand, is just bad. And if you bring back a 3-drop or less, you just feel like you wasted a whole bunch of ink. Sorry. I think bringing back Mufasa is the best thing I can see with this, and that seems pretty good, but let me know if there's any other cards that you want to bring back with this, and we'll see if it's I guess we'll find out later whether it's good enough, right?
So my guess is, while we have this action, I feel like they have a song maybe in the next set that does the same thing, or maybe it's going to be on a character, so it's like on a stick. It's kind of like the Clarabelle with that one card in this set. Remember who you are.
Who you are.
Yeah.
But I feel like revival on a stick is asking for trouble.
Yeah, and I agree that it needs something really specific to make it pop.
Yeah, I think so. So I don't think this is going to see much play, but maybe in the future.
Except with the Hey Hey deck, you gotta pop the Hey Hey. He is what makes it special.
No, I only like the green Hey Hey.
Yes, I have converted Shadow and Waffles to appreciate the green Hey Hey. My job is done.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's see here. We have, oh, look, it's the item I was talking about. Queen Sensor Core. 2-drop. At the start of your turn, if you have a princess or queen character, gain 1 lore. Obviously goes in a princess or queen deck. Pay 2, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a princess or queen character, you may put it into your hand, otherwise put it on top of your deck. So, this goes in 2 different decks. It goes in the princess deck, or it goes in the queen deck, because they have that new queen where it taps for more lore the more queens you have. Again, we'll get to that later, but I don't think that's very good. The princess deck, I feel like, is getting more and more support, but we'll see. Spirit, what do you say?
What I think, this is actually going to lean into tribal. I think this is, we already have hints that other cards like the Royal Duke and stuff, like all your royal characters and stuff.
Well,
like
there is tribal because they have villains support cards, they have princess support cards, they have hero support cards. So I think they're definitely trying to do tribal.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying I think there's going to be like more item support, like for villains. I think this is going to be like a hint toward future items.
Gotcha. So you think that they're going to make items for the other tribes as well?
Correct.
All right. Well, I think it's decent in a princess deck, and the queen deck I don't think is going to be very good, but we'll find out. And overall, if you're playing a princess deck, you probably want this. So let's move forward.
It is shiny.
It is very shiny. All right, Pride Lands, you are sideways. So let me tilt my head.
Wow. Everyone tilt their heads like those dog videos where it's just like, you want a cookie?
All right, well, let's see here. It's a 3-drop with 8 willpower, 1 lore, Pride Lands, 2 to move here. While you have 3 or more characters here, you may banish this location to play a character from your discard for free. Well, that requires a total of 9 ink to revive something, and you have to hope your stuff doesn't die or the location doesn't die. I think it's bad. What do you think, Spirit?
I'm kind of actually really shocked about this card. Like, I love the artwork, seeing the Pride Lance and everything. And the ability is just like, oh, reviving stuff. But then when you do the math, it's like, it's just not
9
worth
ink.
it.
And you have to hope your stuff doesn't die in the meantime, the location doesn't die. Because you can't tell me early on you're going to play this on turn 3. Turn 4, you can move 2 characters here. The next turn, you hope to move another one. But then by that point, one of the characters is dead or the location's dead.
No, I totally agree with you. I was so surprised when I read this, and it's like, I mean, and for a rare slot, if it was an uncommon, fine, but if it was a rare, make it less, cost you less, you know?
Yeah, I just don't see this being good. So I guess we'll go ahead and move on. We're going to move on to Amethyst, and we have another vanilla. I don't like it, because it's vanilla. If it were an uncommon, fine. All right, Spirit, what do you think? Well, if there's something that could reduce ink use... Yeah, I mean, if you could reduce the ink cost, it'd be way better. Way better. So, but we have Louisa Magical, a uninkable 6-drop, 4/8 for 3 lore. What do you think? That's worse than your Robin Hood.
Yeah, and Waffles, I think, is the ambassador when it comes to Amethyst. But so this card wouldn't be as terrible if it was inkable. I'm not a fan. For those who like El Canto, it's nothing against El Canto, but it's like for Amethyst itself, they suffer through a lot of uninkable cards.
Yeah, but usually that's their best cards are uninkable, like Rablin, right? Like Merlin Rabbit. But this is just not a good card, and it's uninkable. So I mean, I'm sorry. You can have vanillas, and vanillas can tap for more lore than other cards, right? But don't make them rares. Make them uncommons. I'm sorry. Why should I have to open the rare in my pack and it's a vanilla? I don't like that. So basically, I think this is going to see absolutely zero play. Spirit, what do you think?
No, I agree. And maybe if it shifts in the future where they make...
It's a 6-drop. Do you really want to shift onto a 6-drop?
No. I mean, like, if they're going to shift this from a rare to like an uncommons, like slots like these in the future, I would be fine with them becoming uncommons.
Yeah, uncommons I think are where this should be at. This should not be a rare slot. I don't think that's right. But we're gonna go ahead and move forward. The next card is what's up?
We got full art vanilla is the only acceptable rare vanilla. I completely agree.
Agreed. All right, so I actually like this next card. It's Anna. Basically.
You want to tell them you've been playtesting?
I've been playtesting this card with the Genie. Now, I think you should play this card without the Genie because Genie needs to live a whole turn to die. She activates right away. And let me tell you, as you know, Spirit loves Robin Hood. It's obvious.
No way.
So, he's been playing with the 9-drop Robin Hood that has Ward, taps for 4, and basically it costs 1 less for each damaged character your opponents have. And he always gets the 16 lore and plays it, and I can't kill it because it has Ward unless I'm playing purple and I play Anna and I don't target it. I tap everything down and swing into it.
For context, he's talking about playtesting new Robin.
Yes, of course. But I really think this card's good. Basically, play it. You have a couple other creatures on the board. Take out your opponent's entire board, basically. But it does need some setup. You need some stuff on the board first. Otherwise, this doesn't do much.
For those Frozen fans out there, there's something I've been wondering about. It's like, the thing about Anna and Elsa was the one with magic, and then Anna wasn't, but now they're giving Anna magic. Was she not special enough? It's like...
Oh, no, Floodborn is the alternate version, right? Isn't that what Floodborns are?
Yeah, no.
Or she's queen now?
Yeah, but I've never seen the second one. I don't know if she takes up the position, but I'm just saying she's getting all these magical powers, and I thought it was like, but wasn't that what made you special? One was not magical?
Well, now she's no longer special. So, Well, what do you think, Spirit, about this card? I've said a lot.
It tells me that you need magical powers to be good.
Does it? That's what it tells you. All right.
But in all seriousness, it is a good card. I agree, especially if you can bounce it with the mims.
Oh, bouncing it with the mims is nice, and I really think it helps destroy Ward characters. Like you're playing against the clock, right? Cogsworth Ward, and against a steel blue deck. Tap it, kill it.
I hate that clock. I hate it so much.
Agreed. And yeah, I think it helps kill Ward characters. I think it helps just take out some of your opponent's stuff. But again, you need some stuff on the board because if you're gonna pay 7 ink for a card, it just taps things down. And you don't have anything to swing. It's not gonna be good. But when you're playing Madam Mims, the bouncer back and tap again, and just keep playing Foxums or Madam Mim Fox. I call her Foxum. I think it's very good. So should we move on to the next card, Spirit?
I think before we move on, I think you should tell them all the nicknames you have.
Oh, I have a nickname for all of them. So you want to go through the Mims first? Okay, so Madam Mim Snake is Snake'em. Madam Mim Fox is Fox'em. Madam Mim Dragon is Drag'em. And Madam Mim the Elephant is Elephant.
I think you see the theme here.
And then Merlin Squirrel is Squirrelin. Merlin Goat is Goatlin. Merlin Rabbit is Rablin. And Merlin Turtle is Turtlin.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Pure poetry.
And I will say that from now on, I will just call them by the proper names as they should be known by.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We didn't realize something was catching on. Some people heard us and not official. When we say we push someone down the well into the inkwell,
yeah,
it's catching on. Some people just took it from us and they're using it now.
Yeah, I like the nicknames. They make them so much more fun. Just instead of saying I play Merlin Rabbit, just say I'm playing Rablin. I'm playing Turtlin. It's so much fun. All right, well, let's move on to the next card. What do we have here? Oh, we have a comedy. We have a snowman.
Do you want to talk about a snowman?
Is that a song from the movie? I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's you want to build a snowman, but we're talking about a snowman.
Gotcha. All right, well, there's a theme of these throughout the entire set, basically. There's one in each color, where they're always 9 uninkable. They cost 1 less for a certain effect. We saw Kristoff from the Amber, costing 1 less for each song in your discard. But this one at least has some built-in protection. It's a 6/6, taps for 3, and it's an evasive 6/6. So, it all depends how much you can tap stuff down. Like, if your opponent has a huge board, and you Anna tap everything down and then play this, that could be good. I mean, basically, I feel like this is going to be mediocre one-on-one. In multiplayer, this is going to be great. What do you think, Spirit?
It's one of those things where part of me is just like, Olaf, he has 6 power and 6 willpower. I'm like, are you sure that's Olaf or not the giant snowman beneath him?
He's riding the giant snowman, so he must be controlling him, right?
Yeah, he's doing a ratatouille.
All right, well, what do you think, Spirit? I mean, do you think he's going to see play in one-on-one, or do you think he's just meant for multiplayer?
I think he'll see play if you play Anna.
That's the one way I could see him seeing play. If your opponent has enough stuff, you can tap everything down and then cast him hopefully for very cheap. But that does require a lot of ink. These cards are 90% situational from the sound of it. I think actually the two that are actually decently good are the Robin Hood, the green one, which we'll get to, and then the Blue Sheriff of Nottingham, 2 of Spirit's favorite characters.
As the ambassador of Robin Hood and Sheriff, I hereby stand by these claims.
Because the Sheriff costs 1 less for each item, and basically Steel Blue, you're playing all a bunch of 1-drop items anyways. You're playing the Fortisphere, you're playing Popsicles, you're playing Fishbone Quills. I've tested it. Sheriff, I've cast them for as little as 4 before, and he's a 5/9, taps for 4 with support. Not bad at all.
And we'll definitely get to those cards. Fear not.
Yes, we will. All right, Spirit, can you control for a second? I have a tickle in my throat. I'm going to take a sip real quick. Here. I'll switch over the screen. All right, go to the next one.
Okay. Spirit is driving. Buckle up. All right, we got the next one. Magical Dispel.
All right, well, she is a 4-drop 2/5, and during your opponent's turn, if an effect would cause you to discard 1 or more cards from your hand, you don't discard. Beautiful protection from Bucky, but Bucky's been shot in the head and he's dead. So, I mean, there is that new card, Prince John's Mirror, so this could be good, like, tech.
Spoilers, Waffle, spoilers. We'll get there.
We're not going to get to Bucky.
No, the new item.
Oh, the mirror? Okay. All right, well, basically, if this card is good in the format, you should play this card. Because at worst, it's ink, and it's a 2/5 that taps for 1 if you really need a body.
And if you like DuckTales, woohoo!
Wahoo! All right, well, Spirit, do you have anything else to say about this? Do you think it's going to see play, or only when the discard's part of the meta?
You know, it's kind of interesting because I think her passive ability is really great, but I feel like there's going to be a location soon enough that has the same ability. But in addition, she has the same stats as a certain Elsa card that's coming up. So I don't dislike this card, but I feel like she's going to face out really quick.
The Elsa actually costs 1 more, but yeah, the same stats, basically. But yeah, all right, we both think, I personally think she's going to be great when discard comes back, because they nerfed Bucky and then they printed something you'll see soon, and okay, well, we'll see what happens in the meta. The next card is Rafiki. I love Rafiki. He's a 4-drop, uninkable with Rush, 1/4. Why is Rafiki always a Rush uninkable? And then he says, whenever you play this character, he gains Challenger +4 this turn. So only the turn he enters is he a 5/4. The rest of the time he's a 1/4. Just play Maui or something, or Foxum. Just play, those are just way better. I'm sorry.
But Rafiki hits hard with a stick. He always hits people hard with a stick.
Hit him with a stick.
That's right. If you can't handle it, use a stick.
Oh, hi, Foos Goose. Or sorry, how you say your name? How you say that?
I believe it is Foos Oogs.
Oh, Foos Oogs. Hi, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you there. Yeah, Green Hate, love it. Again, and Spirit probably doesn't like it, but you know.
No. I love Emerald, but I am not a fan of discard, because when it feels like a game of solitaire, it's not a game.
True. So I think this card is just worse than Foxum and worse than maybe worse than maybe even the card Spirit mentioned earlier. That's gonna be coming up with 2-5. And then it's just worse than Maui. I mean, purple plays a lot with red, so therefore, if you're playing red, just play Maui over this. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next card. Does that sound good, Spirit?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce it. And I feel like
Fuzaz? Is that right? Give us a thumbs up or a hey if it's good.
No, give us a hey.
Give us a hey.
Give us that chicken star.
Fuzaz?
All right.
Well,
next card.
We'll go to the next card while we're waiting for that response. All right. Let's see here. We know the way. Now, so, this card is a song, which I didn't think it was at first, so this makes it better in my eyes. Shuffle chosen card from your discard into your deck. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it has the same name as the chosen card, you may play it for free. Otherwise, put it to your hand. I think this is really built for a straight-up Merlin deck, or basically for the Queen or the Maleficent decks. Like, if you're playing a whole bunch of the same character, it's different. It's better, but I still think I prefer Friends on the other side. Because you need something in the discard before you can play this.
Waffles, you and your drawing.
I love to draw cards. I'm sorry. It's the best part about card games.
Yes, it is. But yeah, we play tested this. And Waffles, you want to tell me at first what you thought it originally did, and that's why you didn't like it?
I thought it wasn't a song. That's why I didn't like it.
I also think you thought it was uninkable as well.
Maybe.
But yeah, we can confirm we play tested this, and if you have a Merlin deck, it works.
All right, well, we got confirmation. It's so Fuza.
Show us that hey. Where the hey-hey's at.
Where the hey-hey's at. All right, well, Spirit, anything else to say about We Know the Way?
We know the way to the next card.
All right, well, let's go then. Let's see here.
You gotta hit.
I gotta click the right button. I understand, sir.
We're like a pixel off.
Oh, this is the card we got from the Ursula. Where you battle Ursula. What's that called? Deep Trouble.
Deep Trouble.
Yeah, we opened this in the pack they gave you or whatever, right? With the preview card.
Yeah, it had alternative art. For those that are curious about the product, it makes Lorcana cooperative. We are working on posting a video about that, so fear not.
Yes, but we're about 6 hours into editing, and we got about 34 more, so it's gonna take a second.
Sorry, busy big guys.
All right, well, this is a 6 uninkable item. Pay 2, tap it to draw a card. Pay 2, tap it to discard a card to exert chosen character. Well, 6 is a lot of ink, and so it's 8 to draw a card. And 8 for you to discard a card and tap something, but then it gets better and better the more you have it. But I'd rather just play the purple or the Amethyst Chromonicon where you just tap it and each player draws a card. Like, I'll give my opponent a card if I get one. I mean, that's just how I am. I always like to draw cards.
It's kind of also like, isn't the Magic Mirror better from the first chapter where you just tap it and...
Well, you have... Yeah, you basically...
you
pay 4, though, for each time to draw. Hi, Big Wank. Nice to see you.
Hey.
Purple haze all through the sky. Yep. All right. Some Jimi Hendrix up in here. Basically, I think purple has enough draw outside this. And if you want to exert stuff, I mean, there's a new location. I don't know if that's an uncommon. We might get to it in a second. That taps stuff down. You have Elsa's that taps stuff down. You have the new Anna, which just does it better. So I don't think this is going to see much play.
Says the guy in the purple shirt. No, but I agree with you.
Well, I am the resident purple expert, so I say no. All right, on to the next card. Let's see here. I don't like having... Oh, wait, this is the one I just talked about. Elsa's Ice Palace. 3-drop uninkable, location, 4 willpower, 1 to move here, and it taps... I'm sorry, every turn you get 1 lore. When you play this location, tilt your head. Choose an exerted character. While this location is in play, that character can't ready at the start of their turn.
Really struggled on that one.
I really did. I was really trying to tilt my head. So basically, it sounds like the character already has to be exerted, so it doesn't tap it down already. And that the fact that it has to be tapped down already, I don't like. I wish it tapped it down and kept it exerted. But this can work with the Olaf strategy, keeping stuff tapped down. And besides that, it has 4 willpower. It dies to a lot of stuff. So I'm not sure about this one. I think it has potential, though. I think this has potential. Spirit, what do you think?
I definitely think people are going to experiment with this one. And yes, The locations are drawn sidewards. They are sideways.
Correct.
That is how they are, and because they are different, let's see if people play them.
Is that all you have to say about the subject?
It is. Personally, I think people are going to try to make this card work because it's Amethyst, and also, this is the first time we see a location that you have to remove it to ready a character.
True. The fact that it keeps it permanently tapped down, not just for one turn, is really nice. So it has to be removed. But again, 4 willpower, easily removed. So I think it has potential, though. We'll see how it goes. So we're on to the next card. This is the alternate art that we got. Wait.
That's the same
That's
one.
the same art. Okay, well, apparently when I click on it, it goes to that. But this right here is the alternate art we got. Now, we're on to Emerald, and I think, Spirit, I'm going to let you take this one here.
Everything about this card is glorious. Robin Hood is jumping over those Rhino soldiers and letting them sink into the mud or whatever. He is glorious. He's got Ward. And it's pretty easy to make everything cost cheaper if you got, like, grab your swords,
Tinkerbell.
Just swinging in there. Everything about this, Waffles is shaking his head, but I've used this card.
I think this card is good. I don't like this card because Spirit always goes to 16, then plays it, and I have no way to kill it. So
hell yeah.
That's why I don't like it. But I do think it's an extremely good card. I think in a Emerald Steel deck, you're going to want this card because you just play grab your swords and Tinkerbells. He's going to be cheap.
I saw the card day one. I'm like, he's going in the deck. Just going in the deck.
No. You saw every Robin Hood card was like, mine.
He can tell you. I had a deck of 78 cards and Waffles is like, cut it.
Well, I mean, I think Spirit somehow secretly designed this set because not only does it have new sheriffs, it has so many Robin Hoods. It's crazy. So, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next card unless you have something else to say, Spirit.
The sheriff is coming.
Eventually. All right, well, next one is Iago. Now, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this card because I've been trying to make actions work for a very long time. Now, my action deck is red-green. It plays the Mini Diver, where when you play 2 actions, it gains 2 more lore. It plays the Pete's. Play 2 actions, he taps for 4 lore. So, having Iago is really nice. But there is a card this set you'll see later. Again, somebody Spirit loves. His name is Pete.
Yep.
And he shuts this deck down hard.
So hard. Because I love me Pete.
Alright, well, we'll get to that later, but I do love that he's evasive, so he's hard to take down. But making an action cost 2 less is super nice. And I love that he's trying to pretend to be a flamingo.
I think it's also from a shout out to the second Aladdin movie. You know, the movie no one talks about.
I've never seen it. I've seen the first one 1,000,000 times.
But going back, it's one of the things I want to say is what this card, other than its ability, is because it has evasive and it's got 4. It's a really good sing target, and I can tell you, Waffles has used this card to sing with Gilbert Gottfried's amazing angel voices. All those amazing songs.
And I sang a particular song that we'll get to in a second. So, let's go and move onwards. If I can click the button and scroll down. Alright, well.
You gotta press the button.
Nice. We have Banzai! And, the second Aladdin movie is great entertainment. Do you agree?
It's been ages, but it's like, that's also the one where they had, Dan Castanella, who replaced Robin Williams during that time before Robin Williams came back in the third one. But I mean, it's definitely different. We're talking about Jafar's return, right, Wink?
I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is that we have a 3/2 vanilla for 2. Now hold on. There's been a trend of 2-drop 1/1s that tap for 3. We have Pinocchio and we have the Simba, but this one is worse.
Hold on, because I can tell you that second movie, if you make a drinking game out of Gilbert Gottfried singing, my boyfriend and I did it, and we hurt ourselves. We were crying and laughing. It's a dangerous game to drink to Gilbert Gottfried singing. He's got an amazing voice.
Voice of an angel.
The voice of an angel. I can't. I can't.
Alright, well, Spirit, tell me what you think of this vanilla 3/2 uninkable for 2 lore.
It should be uncommon.
Agreed. That's all to say on the subject.
I'm looking out for me. That's the song he sings. It's gonna be a card.
I see.
Just watch.
Alright, well, Shenzi. 5 ink, 3/6. This character gets +1 for each other hyena you have in play. So again, tribal. Trying to make tribal work. Whenever one of your hyena character challenges a damaged character, gain 2 lore. This only works in a hyena deck. If you're gonna try to draw a card off other damaged characters, we'll get there in a second. There's a Scar card that's better. But basically, I think this only works in hyena tribal. What about you, Spirit?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because they printed that other Shenzi card in the previous set, and they also printed a Rafiki that takes no damage from hyenas, so I feel like they're going to try to make this pure hyena deck come in, and we're seeing more support for the hyenas.
Well, I mean, when Shenzi got printed last set, wasn't she the only hyena in the entire game?
She was.
So they needed to print more support, I think. So, alright, I will allow it to be okay and be bad because that's Whoopi Goldberg. Alright. Well, let's move on to the next card. And, I just got it. She's the hyena. Yes.
Yeah.
I just got it. Okay?
You just got it?
Yeah, well, it took me a second. I thought you were still talking about Aladdin. And I'm like, Whoopi ain't in Aladdin. No,
Ed is precious. You'll see the Ed cards.
Which one's Chong? Is that Ed, or is that one of the other? Is that the third one? Chong from Cheech and Chong? He's one of them, right? Well, anyways, this is the better Shenzi.
No, that's Scar.
Yes, he's the better Shenzi. Because he draws cards off challenging damage characters. No, he has Ward of 4/2, first of all, he's Ward.
I'm sorry, I was looking at this lion. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a lion approaching Scar, lifting his tail, checking his mane. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not a hyena.
Well, I think that if you're going to try to swing at damage characters to draw cards, this is the way to go. Again, this fits pretty well into the Emerald Steel splash damage theme. You know, Tinks and Grab Your Swords, like we said. You can play Avalanche, destroy locations. But this card I think is going to see play. I think it's pretty good. What do you think, Spirit?
I've been playtesting with this card. The great thing about it has Ward, so can't touch this, you know, all those jokes aside. But as a draw engine, it's like, sure, you need someone damaged, but he hits for 4, so that's like a majority of the average 3.
And he's a 4-drop character, which means he can sing a certain song that we'll get to.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the next card.
And it's not Be Prepared, even though we love that song.
Not this one either. Remember who you are. 4 uninkable action. If chosen opponent has more cards in their hand than you, draw cards until you have the same number. I'm gonna say straight up right now, don't play this card. The reason, you want me to tell the reason, or you want to?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do a bit like, why is that, Waffles?
Why is it bad? But don't play it.
Yeah, why is it bad?
Because if you have more cards than your opponent, you can't even ink this. It does absolutely nothing.
It does nothing.
And if you play this, it's not even a song. You have to spend 4 mana on this, or 4 ink, sorry, on this. I would rather just play the Clarabelle. It does the same thing and it's inkable, which we'll get to again later.
Yeah, we're gonna get to. It's just how the site has filtered these cards.
But basically, I just don't like this card because if you're ahead, you can't even ink it. It just rots in your hand.
I do love the artwork, though. I think the artwork is just phenomenal.
The artwork's gorgeous. That's my Gilbert Gottfried's bad, I know. But go ahead.
You're trying really hard.
I tried, but I'm not gonna try again. I'm really bad at doing voices, just to let everybody know. Let's see here. So this is the item they printed after nerfing Bucky. It's a 3-drop item, inkable. If you have a character named Prince John in play, costs 1 less. And at the end of each opponent's turn, if they have more than 3 cards in their hand, they discard until they have 3 cards in their hand. I think this card is amazing on turn 3. Gets worse as the game goes on. Unless you're playing against purple, then they can't keep cards in their hand. But, Spirit, I've told you why I think it's really good early. Why do you think?
So, during the time when this card released, I was on my break and doing the night shift, and I saw this, and Waffles was ranting a lot about this card, and I completely agree. It's like you just nerfed Bucky for those. This stupid squirrel from Emperor's New Groove was destroying the meta, so they decided to nerf him, and then they made this item, and it's like 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
Heads up for the next stream, the stereo panning of you two is reversed. You mean the audio?
Oh, I think he means.
Oh, we're not that technical. We're manually pressing buttons to open our mouths, and we're not very good at it yet. So stay with us.
We're animating live.
But basically, yeah, I know it's funny.
We are the professional non-professionals. It's our shtick, it's our gig, and we'll die by
it. What does that even
our
mean?
shtick. We're not talking about dicks. It's not that type of stream
I say
yet.
dick. Yeah, I say dick, not dick.
It's not that type of stream yet.
All right. Well, I think this card's really good early because let's say I go first. I play this on turn 3. My opponent has like 6 cards left in their hand. They have to discard 3 immediately. Immediately. And basically, as the game goes on, they'll probably stay 3-drop 3 cards or less, so it doesn't do much. But if you're playing against purple, this keeps them down. This keeps them down to 3 cards. But I think if you play this turn 3, your opponent's gonna really be upset because they're gonna discard 3 cards right away at least. And at least Bucky by turn 3 only made you discard 1.
I'm just kind of insulted because Bucky was the prick of Lorcana. Now they're making Prince John the prick, and it's just like it's just like leave Robin Hood out of this, leave it. But now they're making Prince John the dick.
Well, Prince John already had a discard shtick.
He did, but he required other cards to make it work.
You mean he required a squirrel?
That stupid frickin' squirrel.
All right. Well, I mean, we both hate this card, so let's go ahead and move onwards. Let's see here. We have the Shearwood Forest. Oh.
We found something revolutionary. Hover over it.
So we're just gonna have both our mouths open for this because I'm gonna try to change this like this. All right. So
you don't have to tilt your head.
I don't have to tilt my head this time. So it's 2 ink, and it's 7 willpower, 2 to move here. Your character's name, Robin Hood, may move here for free. All right. Well, characters gain ward and pay 1 to deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. Character has to be damaged, but again, in green steel, you're going to be fine. And Robin Hood seemed to want to go with steel, probably. I think this is good in the Robin Hood deck, and outside that, it's okay. What do you think, Spirit?
I definitely want to experiment with it because it's one of those things that's like, I don't want to hype it up because I've been playing Fang instead of in place for this because
it gives you lore.
It gives you lore, but it already gives them ward and evasive.
Yeah.
But this one gives them ward, not evasive, but you can tap to do 2 damage.
Yeah, but then I can swing at your people.
But they have to be damaged. And plus, you can swing at the Shearwood Forest. I don't know how good this will be competitive-wise, but as the ambassador of the Robin Hood deck, I will try to experiment always.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move to the next card. Let's see here. That was Olive Green. All right. Well, we got another Wreck-It Ralph. He's a 1/4 for 3. Taps for 1, and whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each 1 damage on him. So I Teeth and Ambitions and untap him. So I think that you're going to want to play this only in decks where you can purposely untap your characters, not in decks where you have to wait till your turn.
Yeah, and I mean, damaged Ruby stuff is becoming a thing, but they're giving you benefits now for damaged characters.
Agreed. But I think this will work. Like, I don't think it's been very good, but the way I see this working is you Teeth Inhibitions, deal 2 damage to him, and basically you play Fan the Flames, and you play not Gaston, his little boy, LeFou. You play LeFou to untap him, and basically that's how you gain the lore, but I just don't think that's very good.
We think it could have been a better card.
Alright, well, anything else, Spirit?
Nope.
Alright, let's move onwards. Always onwards.
Maybe we should blitz a little bit if we got nothing to say, like a vanilla here.
Okay, well, trash. There we go. Move on.
I mean, Brother Bear representation, but trash.
Now, this one I think could be decent. Because Red has a lot of characters that enter play damaged. And there is a high power theme with like the new Maximus, which Spirit, how much do we love Maximus?
He is the bestest of boys. He is the good boy.
He is the bestest of boys. And I think this could actually see play. I don't like that it's uninkable. But again, this is a theme among the set. But each damaged character makes it cost 2 less. So I could see this costing 5 very easily.
He does have a very punchable face, I agree. He's really asking for it.
Oh, big time. But I think this is pretty good. Spirit, do you think they'll see play?
I definitely think so out of the 6 colors they released all these 9 cards that are uninkable and get cheaper. I definitely feel like the Robin Hood we covered and maybe the Olaf, but this is the red one. I feel like this one is going to be one to see play.
Agreed. So I think that's all we have to say on it. I just think it's a good card. I think it's going to see play. Let's scroll downwards. We have Ratigan. Now, I've never seen this movie, but I've played the board game Villainous, and I love that deck. So, but basically, he's a 7 uninkable, 5/5, taps for 3 lore, shift 4 with evasive. That's nice. Your damaged characters get +2. So again, goes right along with the Gaston. I really think they're trying to make red damaged characters really pop off.
I also like how he's ready to party because he's just swinging on that chandelier. He is ready to party.
He looks awesome, honestly. I love it. He's dressed for the occasion. He's at a party. He's probably throwing this thing.
Yeah, I think he is.
All right. Well, let's I mean, I guess I said I think it's cool. I think it goes with the damage deck. Spirit, do you think it's going to see play?
I definitely do.
All right. I think it'll see play if damaged characters are good. Let's see here.
They just come in with damage, that's all.
Yeah. All right, we have another Vanellope Von Suite. 3/3 rush, uninkable for 4, 2 lore. When you play this character, this gains evasive till the start of your next turn. I mean, it can kill a 2/2, and it can kill a Diabli. It can kill many things that are 2/2s, but a lot of things have 3 power, so evasive till the next turn's only good if you're killing Diablo, basically.
We gotta break the news. The asking about the Mushu. We agree.
Why the hell is there no Mushu? And last set, they had all the characters from Mulan. Literally, they even had the grandma. They had the friends. But no Mushu? They had the horse!
Mushu was MIA. They even had the Lucky Cricket.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
We're big Mushu fans, but Mushu was MIA.
I think there must be some kind of issue going on with copyright or I don't know, some kind of problem maybe with Eddie Murphy. I don't know.
I think it's just a conspiracy. They don't like little red dragons.
Oh, well, I do. All right, well, I think this gains evasive to kill Diablo. I think that's the whole point. Besides that, when you swing at a 3/3 or a 3/2 or whatever, it's just going to die. The evasive's not really going to matter. Spirit, do you think it only kills Diablos? Other than that, not very good.
I think it's just there for a shiftable target, but there's better ones.
I'd rather, honestly, pay 1 more ink for Maui. All right. Wait, hold on. I got to open my mouth. Professional over here. I'm going to...
How does this thing work? Open, close.
Open, close. All right. Don't let the frostbite bite. 7-drop song. Ready all your characters they can't quest for the rest of the turn. Now, I can see this scene play in a damaged character deck, so therefore, your damaged characters do their thing, and then you untap them all, and therefore, since they have such little health left, they don't die. Spirit, you see this maybe there, or somewhere else?
I mean, I see this being playable, especially since it's inkable, so if you don't need it, you just push it down the inkwell.
Alright, well, that's what we have to say about that. Let's move to the next one. I really wish it would stay where I had it, but the sword released. Sword in the Stone. At the 3-drop item, uninkable. At the start of your turn, if you have a character in play with more power than each opposing character, each opponent loses 1 lore, and you gain lore equal to lore lost. Again, another high power sub-theme. However, making them lose 1 lore, you gain 1 lore, I don't think it's worth it for 3 uninkable.
I actually disagree.
Our first disagreement.
Not for the sake of disagreement, but it's one of those... I feel like people are going to take advantage of this card because they've been making some beefy boys just to throw on the field, and I feel like that's going to be a synergy.
Oh, it's definitely synergizes with it. I just question, like, how many triggers do you need off this for it to be worth it? Like 4 to 5? So, I mean, if you can get 4 to 5 triggers off it, then that is a big lore swing. So, it depends how much lore you get off it. If you're only going to gain 1 or 2, it's like, I don't think it's worth it.
I mean, we're just... Because they have the Flynn Rider, the Maximus, and then just this, I feel like that lore is going to add up really quick.
True, a little bit. I mean, Flynn gives you a couple, this gives you a couple, Maximus gives you a couple, right? So just a little bit here and there spread across a couple different characters or items. Yeah. All right. You convinced me. All right. I'm down for the Sword in the Stone. Let's see. Sugar Rush Speedway. I'm just going to open our mouths real quick, Super professional.
Super professional.
And I close my mouth because I'm not good. But this is a 1-drop location, 5 willpower, 0 to move here. Once per turn, you may tap chosen character here and deal them 1 damage to move them to another location for free.
I don't like it.
I mean, it works with the red hey.
It does,
but that's about it. I don't like it. I think the red hey. I want it to be good. But I don't think it's good.
The artwork's pretty, but I don't think it'll see that much play.
I mean, yes, you get to move to another location for free, but what are you trying to move to that costs so much to move there that you don't want to pay it? I mean, I don't know.
Unless you want to keep away your.
I mean, if you're playing red purple Queen's Castle, you get a draw card for each character there, so you pay 0, move them over there, deal 1 damage. But then they're tapped, and then they can just die instead of drawing you cards. And then also, why not just pay 1 to move to the Queen's Castle? Like, I mean, come on. So I just don't think this is good. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next card. We have Scrooge McDuck. He's so rich and so Scottish.
No, that's...
I couldn't do it. You do it. I'm terrible. I told you. I'm terrible.
Scroogey. He thinks he's so rich and so Scottish.
All right. Well, nothing to say here. Another vanilla. It's trash. Goodbye. I'm sorry, Scrooge. I want you to be better.
I think they specifically made these cards just for you, Waffles, just to piss you off.
Well, mission accomplished. All right. Okay. Here's another one of the series of 9 drops. This one I think is very good. Because in blue, you're going to want to play items anyways.
I was put on the spot. If it came off as a Shrek, I am so sorry. Dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
Honestly, I think this is actually a very good card. He's a 5/9 with support for 9. Taps for 4. However, he costs 1 less for each item in play. You have in play, sorry. You're going to play Popsicles. You're going to play Fortis Spheres and Blue Steel. And you're going to play Fishbone Quills. And having 3 items makes him cost 6. I mean, that's enough already for a 5/9. Taps for 4. And your Hiram Flowersham is going to go in that deck anyways. He's a 1/6. You can make him a 6/6 and hit something hard. Rat slap.
Really hard.
All right. Well, Spirit, what do you have to say about this?
Okay, so there's a story behind this. When they released the card, I immediately sent it to Waffles, and I was like, dibs.
And then I read it, and it was in German or something. And I'm like, okay, so the translation you sent me says it costs 1 less for each item you have in play. But I'm like, there's some other ability, Spirit. It has to do with power. What is it? And Spirit's like, I don't know, Challenger? I don't know. So we had to translate the word from German to English, and it said support. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And it turns out, after playtesting, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and so I playtested it first, and originally we were trying to do a support Emerald Sapphire deck. Didn't really work out.
And then I tried to make... I've always been trying to make the original Ariel 4-drop that untaps for items, combo off, and be a good thing. Turned out the deck was horrible. So we decided, hey, Mufasa's in the set, Sheriff's in the set, you're playing items anyways, why not just ramp? And turns out that's just better.
He never turned back. I made him a Sheriff fan.
You made me a fan of this Sheriff, yes.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things, we'll show that deck soon enough when we play, but we made a monster.
Yes, basically the problem with these cards, the Mufasa and the Sheriff, is that they work very well with the Tomato. This works very well with the Tomato and the Lucky Dime. You didn't need another target for Lucky Dime. That's what I don't like. Lucky Dime already has plenty of targets tapped for a lot of lore, but this just fits so well into that. However, in my version, I refuse. I will just play him as a 5/9 for 4 lore that supports.
And he's got a big booty on that.
Damn straight.
He's got a big booty.
Damn straight. All right, next card. We got the Queen. She's got Ward. 3/2 for 4 uninkable. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal any number of characters named the Queen and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Well, if you're going to play this, you're going to go Sapphire Amber, and I still think it's bad. Well, Spirit, what do you think?
I agree with you, but I have to say the artwork I find pretty brilliant. She's just talking to herself, and it's just like these raises the questions. Can you get jealous of yourself? You know, like she's got it better than you, or these are the questions that pop in my noggin.
I don't know, or are you just like Is that what I really look like?
Yes, this is Kingdom Hearts all the way. Kingdom Hearts 4.
All right. Well, I don't think it's very good. I don't think we're quite there yet for the Maleficent or Queen, but we have Belle, and she's a 2/3 with ward for 4 and inkable. When you play this character, your other characters gain ward until the start of your next turn. It really works in a princess deck, but you already have the Aurora Shifter that gives everything else ward forever, not just for the turn. So I'd rather play the Aurora. What about you, Spirit?
Now, whoever her tailor is did a fantastic job on that dress. It is gorgeous, but other than that, I mean, I feel like maybe this is the card where we're going to be like, it sucks, but then everyone's going to be like, it's good, and we'll be like, oh.
We'll be like, oh, we were wrong. But Foo's Oz, it's the Queen tribal deck, not just any Queen. The card has to be called the Queen from Snow White, so it's only her cards. So that's what you have to build around. It's not just any Queen, unfortunately. If it were any Queen, I feel like it'd be better. Let's see here. We got Royal Tantrum, which I tried to make work in my item deck, but then when I sacked all my items to draw cards, I was happy. But then when I tried to cast Sheriff, I was sad because my items were gone. So
yeah, the poor Queen of Hearts being forgotten.
Yeah. But Spirit, what do you think of this card? I think it's okay. I'm not a huge fan though. I tried it.
I know. I witnessed you trying it, and that's what happened when we were just like, fuck it, take that out, throw the Sheriff in, and let's get the booties.
Because my deck had the Sheriff, which like when I played this, I sacked all my items, couldn't cast them, and then I drew a Hiram, and I'm like, I have no items to sack to draw more cards. So I just think a lot of your stuff relies on you having items in play. Hiram, you need items for the Ariel, Tamatoa, whatever, and this destroys them. I guess you don't destroy them all, but I still am on this card. Someone can prove me wrong.
I think it would have been better if you could push this card into your inkwell. It's just uninkable.
If it were inkable, I agree. It'd be much better. But let's go ahead and move onwards.
Onward.
We have Basil's Magnifying Glass. Alright, well, it's a 2-drop item. Pay 2, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal an item card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. I'd rather have Scuttle. And it looks at 4, not 3. How many items would... I mean, I've had 20 items in my deck and still whiffed off Scuttle. So how many items would you need to look at the top 3 instead of top 4 and actually hit something? Often, like 30 items in your deck?
Probably. I think it would be half your deck. But the thing that bothers me the most is it's not the ability of this card that bothers me, Waffles. It's my noggin's like, this is Basil's Magnifying Glass. It's like, so is it like a regular magnifying glass or is it a mouse size? It's like, how does this work?
I think it's mouse sized, and whatever he's trying to burn off the floor must be microscopic.
Yeah, I mean, because as far as we know in Lorcana, the size of the characters are still the size as they are. So when they cross together, Basil's still the tiny mouse, Ratigan is still rat size, etc.
All right, well, I just don't. I'd rather play Scuttle, and I'm not a fan of that card. So we have the Great Illuminary. Now,
you're gonna tilt your head.
No, I'm not gonna tilt my head. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cheat. 3 ink, 9 willpower, 2 to move here. Characters with support gain +1, and 2 willpower here. Good in a support deck. We, as we said, Spirit tried to make a green Emerald Sapphire support deck. It requires a lot of setup, and if that setup gets destroyed, you screwed. So, Spirit, what do you think? You played this deck. You tried. You didn't try this card, but you tried to support it.
And I'm realizing I didn't try the card, but I don't think it would have made a difference.
I don't think it would have made a difference. Your setup is you have a lot of setup.
And don't get me wrong, it's one of those. I like how there's some locations where you don't need a character to be there, like the jungle where the damaged characters have reckless. I just kind of wish its characters with support get +1 lore and +2 willpower. And that was like it, just like this passive. You don't gain the lore, but it's like, so it gives...
That'd be powerful.
It would be powerful, but it's one of those... I don't know.
All right, well, I mean, as it is, though. Do you like it?
Not at the moment.
Okay, well.
I could be wrong someday.
Let's keep going forward.
But, you know, if it gets +2 willpower, that means the sheriff's booty just
Alright.
gets bigger.
True. Well, let's move on to the last color of rares, but then we have to go through the super rares and legendaries, but
Yeah.
those will be less.
We don't like this card.
We don't like characters from Rhea, so we just moving onwards.
Not a fan of Rhea. We don't like it, sure, but I think it takes way too much setup. Let's tell them what it does.
I gotta read it first. For each character banished in a challenge this turn, you... No. just no.
Yeah, just...
I mean, if you're ramping, I mean, you could get there, but, like, I don't think it's gonna cost... Maybe you can get two off it, right? Pay 7. It costs a lot of setup to make it cost 5, I feel like. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think this is the weakest of the 9 uninkables.
Do you think it's weaker than Kristoff, though? Kristoff's pretty bad.
No, I think Kristoff isn't as bad because with a song deck, you have some priority. This one just takes more setup.
True. All right. Well, sorry, Inamari. Not fans of you. Oh, I misclicked.
Pixel
Hand
off.
spasm. I tried to click it, but missed. Oh, it's Yzma. We like Yzma up in this place. But it's a 4-drop uninkable 1/4. During your turn, whenever one of your characters banishes a character in a challenge, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. It kind of goes along with the Namari banishing characters. But I feel like they're trying to create a... I mean, Red has some cards that do stuff based off challenging. Like you have Shere Khan to gain you a lore, you have Queen of Hearts to draw you a card. I feel like this would really want to go in a Ruby Steel deck. And basically just you gain your lore and you gain your abilities by challenging and banishing characters through challenge. But I feel like this is not enough. It needs a little bit more support. What do you think, Spirit?
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you on those points, but I love absolutely everything about this card. Yzma just throwing her fist. How is her back not broken? She's like a skeleton, but...
Yeah, she should have snapped in half by now.
Yeah, but Yzma is... I love Yzma. Emperor's New Groove is just a fantastic movie, so I love seeing more Yzma cards. I don't know if this one's going to be played a lot. It does come in the starter deck, but... I don't think it's the worst card ever, but I don't think it's the best.
No, I think it has potential, especially with more and more sets coming out that have to do with challenging and banishing characters. I think it'll get better and better, but as of right now, I don't think it has enough support. But, again, you can prove me wrong. Let's see. We have, not the good Pete, we have a different Pete. This Pete is 3-drop enable 1/3. Tap it, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character named Pete, you may play it for free. As the resident Pete expert, tell us what you think.
I want this framed in my room, full size. Just, I don't care. The day they released the artwork of that card, I made a tweet about it. Just gonna put it in the deck. I will figure it out. I've been brainstorming a Ruby and Steel Peak deck, just in my head. But it is glorious. Everything about it. I don't think it's gonna be strong now, but I definitely think down the line,
with more and more Pete's coming out, yeah.
People are going to start playing sets of these. I think it's avant-garde right now. It came out a little too early, but people are going to want it as more sets come out.
You don't know it yet, but you're going to love it.
I already love it. I'm in love.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move to the next character. Let's see here. We have Sir Ector. Vanilla. That's all we have to say.
Your favorite.
That's all we have to say. Moving on. I'm done.
You're done with all the vanillas.
Alright, we have Doc. 2-drop uninkable, 1/3. When you play this character, you may discard your hand to draw 2 cards. You just smacked the mic. I'm sure that did not...
On accident.
That didn't hurt people's ears at all,
no,
I'm sure.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but I was going to say spoiler. There's going to be 6 more of these.
Yes, these are the knights that go with Snow White. Now, that's Snow White. If you play enough knights, I think she's bonkers. But... discarding your hand to draw 2 cards. If you top deck this with no cards in hand, great. You have 1 card. If this is your last card, it's good. Other than that, I don't think it's great. Spirit?
For night decks, I'm just not a fan. I'm sorry.
Even in night decks, I feel like this is not
Skip.
great. Yeah, skip it.
There's gonna be a lot.
Bye,
of them.
Doctor. Tug of War. Alright. 5-drop action. Choose 1. Deal 1 damage to each opposing character without evasive, or deal 3 to each opposing character with evasive. Just give me a grab a sword any day. What do you think, Spirit? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Talking about dropping stuff. We're all dropping stuff. But, I don't dislike this card because you can ink it, but I rather just play a song card because you can usually play those for free.
Agreed. I'd rather be able to sing it and 2 damage to everything instead of, I mean, 2 damage to everything. I mean, Grab Your Sword only hits opposing stuff too, right?
Yeah, opposing characters.
That's what I thought. So they both hit opposing characters, but 3 damage to characters with evasive. Diablo dies to a Grab Your Sword just fine. So I don't see a need for this myself. So I guess we'll go and move on. Sound good, Spirit?
Sounds pretty good.
All right, let's move onwards.
I think we're
At the last, nope, 2 more cards.
2 more.
We got plate armor. We got an upgraded mouse armor, everybody. 4-drop uninkable. Chosen character gains resist +2 until the start of your next turn. I mean, it's better than mouse armor, I feel like, but I still not a huge fan.
See, I got in an argument with Shadow over this. He's like, it's from Sword in the Stone. I'm like, you're telling me that it's not Pete's armor. I am so convinced that Pete... okay, maybe it wasn't stretched out like that, but he left stretch marks on that steel.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the body shape of that armor, it was some fat dude.
Pretty fat.
All right, well, anything else to say about this fat suit of armor?
I love the artwork, but people can tell me it's Sword in the Stone, but I'm like, that Pete wore that. That's Pete's.
I haven't seen Sword in the Stone in a while. Is there a fat dude?
I think it's the dad's armor.
Oh, okay. All right, well, moving onwards. Some fat dude's armor that gives you resist +2.
Hey, it's Pete's. Don't let them tell you otherwise. He got it from his closet.
Oh, no, we're going to have to open your mouth.
Oh,
All right.
no.
All right, so we have 3 for Bad Anon, 7 willpower, 2 to move here. Oh, wait, here's Villain Support. Villain characters gain, tap it, 3 and 3 ink. Play a character with the same name as this character for free. I've been trying to make villains work for a while as well. I never tried Steel. I always kind of went Ruby. I was either Ruby, Emerald, or Amber, because the Hades just makes me want to play Amber. I think this will get better the more and more of the same name villains you get as time goes on.
See, when I was talking about the Pete deck, this card will definitely be good for a Pete deck coming up.
Why Pete does it already without having to pay 3 ink.
No, I'm saying if you don't have one.
I'm
saying they're building cards for this Pete deck. You're hearing it now first. Spirit is predicting the coming of the Pete deck.
I think this will, like I say, get better and better the more of the same name characters they print as time goes on. So we'll go ahead and move to the next card, the last card of the rares, and we'll move to the super rares.
Oh, that was the
last card. Well,
we did it.
Excuse me.
We did it.
No, we still got more rarities to go. We got the super rares. There's only 3 of each color, so this should go by relatively quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Speed.
We
Lightning
have
round.
Minnie Mouse. 5 ink, 4/4, 2 lore, shift for 4. When you play this character, if you shift a player, you search your deck for a character card and reveal that to all players and put it on top of your deck. Now, if this went to your hand, I'd like it better. But also, I don't like characters that have shift that you only get the ability if you shift it. I'm okay with the Merlin one that you'll see soon because there's a million Merlins that are good. Minis, they're pretty average. So I want to like this card. If it just said when enters do this, it'd be better. Spirit?
You're taking all the things I want to say.
I'm sorry.
But you spoke for me. Moving on.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll let you talk about the next one. I'm sorry. I kind of been in the driver's seat. I apologize. I think we both have the same opinion on this one, though. Spirit, what do you think about this?
She's going to be used. No doubt about that. Just whenever this character quests, each opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it's a character, they put it into their hand. Otherwise, they put it on the bottom of their deck. I think that's just going to deck filter. Like if you have a song.
Well, that's deck filter for your opponent, but
no. But,
is this card worth the downside?
No, but I'm saying think about it. It's like if they have a song card that they reveal, it goes straight to the bottom, so it can help you prevent removal coming up.
I'll just say we don't play Magic anymore, but as an old Magic player, there was a 1-drop called Goblin. People are gonna hate me now. Basically, it was a Goblin that was a 2/2 that could swing right away, and when you swung it, you reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. If it was a land, you put it to their hand. Now, even though they got resources, it was still very good because they didn't hit every time, and it was fast. Having 4 willpower on a 2-lore character, they're not going to be able to kill this till like turn 3, I feel like, at least. Pretty much. You're going to gain 4 lore off this easy.
And I don't know if this is going to cause some controversial, but I was more of a fan of Daisy Duck than Mini Duck any day. So when Daisy got a new card, I was more interested than the
Mini Duck?
No, Daisy Duck.
You said
you
said Daisy Duck. You were more of a fan of Daisy Duck than Mini Duck, is what you said.
Oh my god. Talk about technical difficulties. No. Okay. Take 2. So I was always a fan of Daisy more than Minnie because I always thought Daisy was more sassier. I like sassier characters.
I saw what you did there. You got rid of the secondary names so you didn't mess up again.
It's hard when things have 2 names.
All right. Well, we think this card's good. We think it's gonna see play, especially in aggro decks like Purple Amber and
Wank, you're right. When they release Mushu, he'll just destroy everything.
Agreed. So we have Blast from Your Past. 6-drop uninkable song. Name a card. Return all characters cards with the same name from your discard to your hand. Again, I think it's kind of like that other card I mentioned, but do you want to say your thoughts first, Spirit?
Yeah, get all your Turtlins, Goatlins, Merlins, all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it fits really well with if you're playing the same name a whole bunch of times, like Merlins, Madam Mims. But I feel like if you're going Amethyst Amber, you don't want to pay 6 on Inkable or Sing It. You want to be hyper aggro because you don't have a late game really. But I feel like as time goes on, like we said, the queen deck, it has to be Amber's Sapphire because those are only 2 colors with the queen. So this is good in that deck, but I think this is going to get better as time goes on, as more and more characters get printed.
Now, Wank, since you've recently watched the movie, is this the first official song card we've seen from a Disney VHS sequel? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, while he's typing, you want to move to the next card, or you want to wait?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. We got Maleficent, another play all the Maleficent card. You want to read what it does, Spirit?
So what it does is it's a shift 6, so you can shift, and when you play this character, for each of your characters named Maleficent, Maleficent in play, return a chosen character, item, or location with cost 3 or less of that player's hand. And
Opposing.
I swear I can read.
So what do you think of it?
I'm sure Shadow will be happy. Shadow's been trying to figure out how to do a Maleficent deck.
I don't like it. You can ask Spirit. I've been asking since set 2, where the hell is the shifting Maleficent? Because she's such an iconic villain, and every other villain, even King Candy's got one. Other people have shift characters, but Maleficent doesn't. Where is she? And then they print this, and I'm sad because, basically you play this, right? Worst case scenario, you pay 8, you bounce one thing. A 3-drop or less. Not even anything. Not very good. Let's say you have one other character in play. You bounce 2. That's still mediocre. I feel like you need to bounce 3 or more for to really get the value out of this. And a lot of the Maleficents are vanillas, so I don't like it.
I think there's also a funny story behind this card where when they originally released it, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't in English yet. So when we saw the card and when someone put up a translation of it, it was a rough translation, and when we saw the rough translation, it was really close to this, but we were like, nah, that can't be it. It doesn't look like it could do that. It looks more powerful than that. The artwork doesn't say that.
I'm just so sad, because I've been waiting for the shifting Maleficent. I play purple. I've been waiting, and this makes me sad. But Spirit, Wank asks, is there a Lion King 2 song by now?
No, but wait for that Kovu card to drop, Wait for that Kovu.
All right, well, on to the next card. We have Scroop.
Oh, let's just skip this one.
Let me skip it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say what it does. It's 3 uninkable, 2, 1 evasive. You may pay 3 more to banish chosen damage character. Pay 6, uninkable.
It's terrible.
It's real bad. It's real bad. So we're going to go and move on. We have Prince Philip. I even forget what this one does. 7 inkable, Storyborn Hero Prince. 3/9. Dies to Madame Medusa, so that's not good. 3 lore. When you play this character, banish chosen opposing dragon character. I mean, okay. Whenever he challenges a damaged character, ready this character after the challenge.
So it's just racist against dragons, but he's a terrible card.
I could see a world where actually, he does do work in a green and emerald steel deck, because the second ability is what strikes me as good. where he can swing at a damaged character, untap him, and then he can swing again and swing again. And then when you ready him, it doesn't say he can't quest, so you can swing, and then quest. However, he dies to Madame Medusa, and that is everywhere. So,
yeah, that 3 power ain't helping him.
No, I mean, dying to Madame Medusa and then an ice block and a Sisu is not good.
I agree. He's the reason there's no Mushu right now.
He killed Mushu. All right, well.
Mushu was just in the backyard having a barbecue, and then Prince Philip came out with his sword.
I'm happy there's a shift, Mother Gothel. Let's read what it does. I forget. I don't know if I've seen this one. 6 ink, 4/6 for 2 lore, shift 4. When you play this character, each opponent chooses one of their characters and returns it to their hand. You suck, Mother Gothel. Why do they get to choose? Why can't I choose what they bounce? Spirit.
So, I think what frustrates me is it should have just been a Mother Knows Best, except, each opponent you bounce one thing, because it's like, why does the opponent get to choose? It's like, it's Mother Gothel, but her dress, I really like how they intricated the sunflower into it. I think it's great.
No, agreed. I like the art. I like the artwork, but I'm sorry. They should. Okay, they have a 1-drop and they have a 1-drop and they have a 6-drop. They're gonna choose their 1-drop to bounce. I mean, it should, like Spirit said, it should just be a Mother Knows Best on a creature. So moving onwards. I'm sorry, Mother Gothel. You stink. Oh, the bestest of boys. All right, Spirit. I'll let you have this one.
Oh, you're gonna let me have it?
Are
you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, can I butcher this any better?
Let's try.
All right, at the end of your turn, if you have a character in play with 5 or more strength, gain 2 lore. If you have any in play with 10 or more strength, gain 5 lore instead.
So I see Gaston getting 5 lore.
I see Flynn Rider. He's even on the tail of Maximus, so they're like, even on the card they're advertising, it's like, psst, play Flynn Rider with this card.
I like this card. Like I said, I think they're trying to make high power a thing, and as Spirit convinced me earlier, as you were all witness to, the Flynn Rider, the item, the Maximus, all incidentally gain you lore for just having high power characters. And there's also that location, right? Yeah. Where if you're there and you have high power and you banish something, you gain lore, right? Yeah. So I think they're really trying to make this a thing, and I think the pieces are starting to come together. Now, do I think it's going to be good right now? I don't know.
He is the reason I want to make a red deck, okay? Other than Pete.
I can see that. All right, well, moving on. Let's see here. We got Pete. Oh, I have to let you have this one now. All right, go ahead.
It's coming, guys. I'm going to build this deck because remember the wrestling Pete that we talked about? It's when you play this character, if you have another character named Pete in play, you may banish chosen opposing character. So he's Dragonspire as long as you have Pete. And if you got that wrestling Pete and reveal this card and just put it in play, then it's a free banish. It's just
Pete Tribal.
It's Pete Tribal. I'm going to make it. You guys are going to be like, it's not possible. I'll find a way.
Well, you've been trying to build Robin Hood Tribal for a while now, and I think you're going to get your wish with this set. So Pete Tribal's coming along. Just fine.
Made it since the first chapter. I saw that Sapphire Robin Hood. I'm like, someday
you shall be good. All right, let's move forward. Let's see here. Who's with me? All right, we got a 3-drop action, not a song, unfortunately. Your characters gain +2 power this turn. Whenever one of your characters with Reckless challenges another character this turn, gain 2 lore.
I actually think it's fantastic. I think people will use this because Red has a lot of Reckless. You just play that, you gain 2 lore.
Okay, but what happens when you have a bunch of Reckless guys and you don't draw this and you gain no lore because they don't tap for anything?
It's like you're getting rewarded for swinging Maui.
I understand, but if your deck's full of Reckless people, they don't tap for lore. So if you don't draw this card,
that's what locations are for.
Okay, fine.
I
don't think it's good because you need a lot of Reckless people to make this work. If you're going to gain just 2 lore off it, not worth it.
But in all seriousness, I think there's going to be use for this card. I don't think you need a 4 of it, but if someone can figure it out, they probably will.
I mean, again, this goes in the Shere Khan and Queen of Hearts deck. That's it. But I still don't think all the pieces are there. But let's go ahead and move to the next one.
Where is Gaston taking them anyway? It's like, who's with me? Follow me. Where are we going?
I see a circus in the background.
Go back to the. I love the flavor text. It's, don't forget, the purple unicorn is mine. It's like,
that is funny.
I think it's glorious.
All right. Well, we're on the blue. The Queen. This is the one I was telling everyone about. Shift 3, Ward 2/6. For each other character named the Queen, not a Queen, the Queen you have in play, this character gains +1 lore. Nope.
It's a hard pass for me. Smash or pass? It's a pass.
It's a pass. All right. Well, moving onwards. We have actually. Sorry, hold on. I tried to skip someone that Spirit likes. Let's see.
You're trying to skip my representation.
All right, Spirit, represent him.
All right, Robin Hood represent is. So he's a 4-drop, 3/4, taps for 1, and when you tap him, you can play an item from your hand or discard with cost 5 or less for free, exerted. Now, I think he can be good if you just have a bunch of little drops. The great thing is he's inkable. If he wasn't, I would say it's not worth it, but he's inkable.
I don't like him, and I'll tell you why. Because most of the items you're going to play cost 1. And you play Fortisphere, you play Popsicle. You may play a Fishbone Quill that costs 3. And if there were more items around 4 or 5 that you wanted to play that were actually good, this would be awesome. But I don't think recurring a Popsicle or a Fortisphere is really what you want to be doing in a deck like that.
No.
Because Tamato already does that.
No, not really. And you know the other problem I have with this? It's like, okay, first off, was it third set that they made Sir Hiss?
Either set 3 or set 4. I think it was set 3.
Okay. Well, my problem is, okay, they got Sir Hiss in the background, but Sheriff, I guess, is too fat to fit in the frame, so they just left him out.
He is a big boy. So, as of right now, I don't see this being play, but in the future, if they print like 4 and 5 drop artifacts that you end up sacking, because they have to be in your, I guess they go from your hands, but if they print more 4 or 5 drops, this can cheat stuff into play. But cheating a 1 drop into play instead of paying 1, I don't see it. So, and it can't do Lucky Dime, so again, doesn't really fit. I like this card. This is Cusco. I think this is actually a very good card. It's a 6 inkable, 3/5. When you play this character, you may put chosen item or location into its player's inkwell face down and exerted. Now you could do your own, but hits opponents. For 4 ink, your other characters gain resist +1 till the start of your next turn. You can do that multiple times. Now, Spirits, you want to tell them how I had 23 ink the other day and gave everybody resist +5 or 4?
Your inkwell was filled to the maximum. I don't know how many characters you shoved down there, but and also with Cusco, you were just making everything just resist, so they were swinging into everything. So I think this card will definitely see play.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this card. Even just giving resist +1 helps out a lot when you're taking out other people's stuff, but you get enough ink, you can swing in, no problem. Now, remember, he does not give himself resist +1. I made that mistake the first time.
Yeah, we misplayed until we read the cards. Who knew that reading the cards says what the cards does, you know?
Yeah, who knew reading the card explains the cards? Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? You know, we just look at the pretty artwork and that's what matters.
All right, well, moving onwards. Let's see. We are on to Steel, the Snow White Knight. All right, this character gains resist +1 for each other knight character you have in play. Yes, it does stack. It does. The Cusco.
Yeah.
This one stacks as well for each other knight. They get resist very big. But I don't know how. I haven't looked in the past sets. I don't know what are knights and what aren't. The new knights from this set I don't think are enough to support her. However, I think if there are enough good knights, she's awesome. Spirit?
Yeah, I think if someone makes a knight deck, that'll see play, but me trying to hold back a burp. But I definitely think it'll see play, though I'm not crazy about it myself because it's one of those, you already know how niche I am with my decks.
And again, they're trying to make tribal a thing, so I mean, I don't know if knights are there yet. I have to look in the past sets. I'm not quite sure. I think maybe there's like a Cinderella that's a knight, but I'm just not sure yet. Well, we'll see. And I think this will get better again as more cards are released in the future.
Agreed.
So, move onwards. We have Clunk. 7 uninkable, 6/6, shift 5. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free. I like him.
I mean, who doesn't like Kronk? He looks just, it's glorious. And he's even leaning on the lever, the wrong lever.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
All right. Well, I like this card, Spirit. What do you think?
I love it. I love everything about it.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty good. I think it might see play, and I think it has potential. So, next card. Grumpy. You're a man after my own heart. Can't wait to be an old man and be grumpy and be able to scream at people. One of my life's goals. Just to let you guys know.
Halfway there.
But 3 inkable, 3/1. When one of your night characters is at a location, this character gains resist. During your turn, this character gains evasive.
I'm ready to skip.
All right, skip. All right. Well, I think that is all of the super rares. Let's move on to the legendaries.
Woo!
All right, now Spirit, I'll let you go ahead and tackle this one because you've tried this one out.
It's the Prince Naveen. He has Singer 6, and when you play this character, you may play a song with cost 6 or less for free. There is no downside to this other than he's uninkable.
I mean, a 4-drop, being able to play a 6-drop song right away is, first of all, insane. I mean, in a Amber Steel song deck, you could play this in Whole New World without having to tap anybody. Really good. Singer 6, play most songs you want, besides Be Prepared. But I think this is great. But the funny thing about this is that Spirit and I both agree that when we saw this online, it was originally a 6-drop 6/6, and then it was a 6-drop 4/4, and now it's a 4-drop 3/3. I feel like it changed multiple times online. So, Spirit.
Yeah, he's not crazy. I don't know who was messing with us, but it kept changing. But I will say this for this set. This is like the first card I noticed, but the designers for Lorcana, I think, are knocking it out of the park. If this is what they're going to do, because they have more cards, the artwork is like leaning out of the panels and everything, giving this really lively 3D look. I love the art direction of this set. I think it's way better than any set before.
Wank, you might not remember him because he was a frog for most of the movie.
He was the green guy.
All right, well, moving onwards.
He was a tiny little frog with Lewis.
All right, and we have the set championship promo. Maribel Magical, 5 ink, 5/5. You can't play this character unless you have 5 other characters in play.
Sheesh, Waffles, tell us how you really feel about Encanto.
I don't mind Encanto. I don't like this card.
I don't like it either.
I'm sorry, but you need 5 other characters in play. That seems really hard. People are going to kill your stuff. People are going to trade. I mean, what are you going to do? Just sit there with your stuff until turn 5, don't tap it at all so they don't die, and then hope to God on turn 6 or 5 you can play this? I don't like it.
Better advice. Just spend your ink on something that matters, like Sheriff or Pete, and Robin Hood. They matter more.
Yeah, I mean, I want to like this card because she taps for 5. It's the first one ever to tap for more. But Spirit, as an artist, what do you think about the way they did the 5 ink? I mean, 5 lore, I mean.
Okay, so this is the first card that has a 5 base lore, and if you remember, here, quickly go back to another card. It doesn't matter what it is. Because
doesn't matter what it is?
Just like the diamonds. Show the diamonds. Okay. It's like, so you can see that they have the white diamonds for like Prince Naveen and stuff on the right-hand side. But then when you go to the Maribel, it's like, I understand the black on white. It makes it easy to read, but I feel like they could have just done something different.
Think they should have done 2 rows of lore?
No, not 2 rows of lore. I feel like they could have still had that shine, but maybe had like the number above it or something like that, so you still had that shine. I don't know. This was the one part of the art direction I felt like they could have done something different.
All right, well, we both hate the card, and Spirit thinks the art could be better. So it's a downgrade for all of us. It's Genie. 7 uninkable, 5/5/2 lore. While this character is exerted, opposing characters can't ready at the start of their turn. As the person in this room with experience playtesting this card, I really, really want to like it. For example, you ramp with blue, you play Anna, you tap Genie. They can't untap any of their stuff. However, him surviving a turn to tap is tougher than you might think because there's lots of removal spells. Spirit, what do you think?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing now that we all hate Encanto.
Yeah, that movie was not the best.
Yeah,
it had a lot of plot holes and stuff that we didn't.
See, I like the Genie, really, really do. But I feel like the setup to this card costs more than just bouncing the Anna over and over.
Well, no, that one game where you guys were not able to kill Genie, I bounced Anna over and over again. You guys never had anything. However, the other 4 or 5 games we played, Genie always died. You said you're welcome, and he was gone.
Yeah, it's a song card. We'll go over the honorable mentions of the cards we They're not like the rare categories, but we're going to click on the cards we think absolutely need to be talked about.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move forward. We didn't go over your... Isn't your welcome a rare? It wasn't even in the rare spot.
No, it's uncommon.
Oh, is it really uncommon?
Yeah, that's why...
Oh, okay.
Well, you
look
skipped
at this.
over the other...
Oh, did I?
Yeah, it's okay. It's in Kanto.
No, but I actually think this card's actually decent, so I'll talk about it. So, Madam Mim and Merlin, you want to bounce your stuff anyways. So, Camilla Madrigal, 3/7, 6-drop. It is inkable, so if you don't need it, ink 'em. And then, whenever this character quests, you may gain lore equal to the lore of the chosen character, and then you return it to your hand. It's another Mim bounce, but it stays on the field. It's a 3/7. It's a big body. I think this could see play. I don't think you're getting a lot of lore off it because you're going to want to bounce like Rablin and Goatlin and Crablin. So I forgot about Crablin when I said the nicknames.
Oh, Merlin must be shaking his head right about now.
I know, I forgot about Crablin. But I think he actually has potential. So, but I don't like the move still. But anything else to say, Spirit?
I say it's time to move on.
All right, let's move on then. Can I go to the card I clicked on before?
Yeah.
All right, look at this pretty girl. All right. No, just kidding. But basically, she's a 7-drop, 5/6, shift 5, 2 lore. What?
Oh, Waffles, you like cows. Don't deny it.
Moo.
You're a cowgirl. You like your cowgirls?
Yes, but then I'm allergic to horses, so I can't.
But she's a cowgirl.
And if she around horses, I'll die. So, kind of don't mix. But I'm allergic to horses, in case anyone's wondering. But 7-drop, 5/6, shift 5, 2 lore. At the end of your turn, the chosen opponent has more cards in hand than you. You may draw cards equal to the basically to match your opponent. This is the action from earlier. What was the card called again?
Remember who you are? No.
No, I don't think that's it.
You know what? We were just talking
You
about
have forgotten me?
No. It's remember who you are.
Remember who you are. However, this card is just way better. It's a big body.
Trying to remember the remember.
Yeah. It's a big body, and you can shift it, and it has 2 lore, and it draws you cards in green. So again, I think it's decent. You could play it with Morph. You could play it with a little Clarabelle. I think it's good.
I think it's a really good card. I think it's gonna be underrated. I think people will play this, but I'm glad to see Clarabelle's getting some representation cards. You know, because she's been there with the original gang. So we're seeing more Pete, Mickey's, Donald, Stacey's, etc. I'm a big fan of the original Mickey gang.
Play Maximus against him for instant win, Spirit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And we'll go to Anna. I don't remember this card, actually. I don't remember. Oh, now I do. I just saw it. So 3 uninkable, 2/3. When you play this character, you may pay 2 to choose 1. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. Chosen character gains +2 power. Banish chosen damaged character. I mean, I like that it has options, but I don't like that I can only choose 1 and that it's 5 technically uninkable.
This should have been just a rare.
Agreed. I don't think this is legendary status. This could have been this could take easily the slot of a vanilla rare.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all.
I don't like it. But time may prove me wrong. We'll see. Let's see here. We got Donald Duck, Pie Slinger, 3/6, shift 4. Whenever for 5. Whenever you play this character, you may, if you shift to play him, each opponent loses 2 lore. Swear I can read. Swear. Again, lore gain, lore loss, not the best thing to do. But he fits into a theme that we've been talking about. If an opponent has 10 or more lore, this character gains 6 power. I have all the power! Spirit, what do you think?
I think he's going to go straight in the Pete deck if I'm going to make that Ruby Steel all the strength deck.
Yeah, you're going to make it with the Maximus and the Gastons.
Yeah, and the Flints. Yep, that,
right.
I've been debating about that.
I think this is where it belongs. So let's move onwards.
And that hidden Mickey right there. If you hover your mouse over it for those people, it's right there on the pan. See the hidden Mickey right there?
Oh,
yeah, right there.
I didn't see that because I'm half blind.
It's a hidden Mickey.
I have CSS. I can't see shit.
Oh boy.
Oh look, a Robin Hood. But I actually like this one because again, I've tried to make actions work for so long. 4-drop uninkable 1/4. I'm gonna take this Robin Hood because I've used them.
Hey, you may.
All right. So 4-drop uninkable 1/4, 2 lore. Whenever this character quests, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal an action card that costs 6 or less and play it for free. Put the rest into your discard. So you're milling yourself, which I've come to realize when you're playing against Steel and they hold New Worlds a couple times, milling yourself for 3 to 4 times, you run out of cards. Spirit, how many times have I lost the decking myself with this card?
A lot.
Yes, a lot. because I built myself and gotten Whole New World several times, and they do not go together. But I do love this card. However, if you are playing this and someone plays Pete, don't quest, because you're just going to mill 4, because it's not a mate. You have to.
Yeah, I think that what threw me off about this card is it doesn't go to the bottom of your deck. This is the first time we've seen cards that just from the top
into the graveyard.
Yeah.
And I think the graveyard stuff is cool because you have Do It Again in green, you have Mother Gothel in green to gain, not Mother Gothel, sorry. It's Lady Tremaine in green to gain stuff back. But again, I think with Whole New World being as prevalent as it is, milling yourself is not what you want to be doing. And then we come to the pride of this set. This card in a ramp deck is so good.
This is Waffles' favorite card.
Well, that or Sheriff, basically. But yeah, basically, this was in my item deck originally just as like a good card. But then Spirit came up with the idea, why don't we just ramp and play four Mufasas?
And the winning formula was throwing the Sheriff in there, mind you.
Yes, and Mufasa, even having 4 of them, not a big deal. You have Fishbone Quill. If you want to ink it, ink it. And when you play a Mufasa, you may get it back, because let me read you what the card does, because I haven't read that yet. It's an 8-drop uninkable 4/9. When you play this character, exert all cards in your inkwell. Then return 2 cards at random from your inkwell to your hand. Whenever this character quests, ready all cards in your inkwell. Double the ink a turn. And he taps for 4, and he's got 9 booty. That is an amazing card.
Equal to the Sheriff's booty.
Yes. This card is amazing. You get cards out of your inkwell, which Spirit from day one has been saying that they will create cards where you can get back from your inkwell.
I did, and it made me so happy. It made me so happy.
And I just think if this lives for a turn, you're going to have an explosive next turn, basically. You're going to have double the ink. You're going to have 14 to 16 ink, because you're going to be back down to 6 probably, ink twice with a Fishbone Quill maybe, and it's just going to be insane.
Well, we plan to release a video showing this deck in action, but Waffles, you want to tell them how soon you can get this card out?
I've been able to get it out consistently on turn 5.
Yeah, turn 5.
Yeah, it's actually really, really easy to do that. So that's why I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm at 8 ink on turn 5. Play this. It's insanely
Your
good.
nipples are pretty hard right now.
Yeah. They are. I won't lie. We have Merlin. So this Merlin is one of the things I said I don't like, where you have to shift them to use them. However, his ability is so powerful, and there's so many good Merlins that I think it's worth it. Spirit, do you want to read what the card does?
So basically, Waffles has used this against me all the time. You shift him for 5, and when you play this character, if you shifted him, you may search your deck for any card and put that card into your hand and shuffle your deck. So he basically just let it go. So he searches for
well, I mean, if I need a removal spell, search for Let It Go, and since you shifted, he can sing right away. You can just use him to sing Let It Go and remove something. Amazing. If you need Madam Mim to bounce him back to your hand to tutor again, you can tutor up a Madam Mim. You need a location, get a location. You can tutor anything you want. Just straight up tutor for whatever you want. The fact that you have to shift them, I think, actually makes them less powerful, but I think it's a good less powerful, because if you could just play them in any blue deck without having to play Merlins and just tutor, I think it'd be very powerful.
Yeah, I have to agree about the artwork on this one too. It definitely pops. I think it's probably one of the best Merlin looking cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think this card is absolutely amazing. I think it's going to see play in blue-purple, blurple, as we call it, as everyone calls it, really. But blue-purple, I feel like it does struggle with removal. It doesn't have mass removal. It has spot removal. However, I think the tutor just in the Merlin stuff is just very good. So I think it's good. All right, let's go ahead and move onwards. We have Jafar. He is a 6-drop inkable for a 0/7, challenger 7, so when he swings, he gets +7 power. Opposing characters cost 4 or less can't challenge at all. I thought I just couldn't challenge him. They can't challenge at all. It's better than I thought. 2 lore.
Oh.
I think he's actually good, because everything 4 or less can't challenge, that's a lot of stuff. And normally I hate 0 power characters because it's a free kill for your opponent, but I think it's good.
I think it can easily shut down those amethyst decks.
Oh yeah, everything costs 4 or less in that deck.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I think this is a good card. Spirit, do you think it's a good card?
I think it's a good card. I know Shadow wasn't really a fan of it, but
he wasn't a fan of it because it wasn't a Floodborn. He's trying a Floodborn deck.
No, I understand that, but I definitely think this card will see play.
All right, well, moving on. The last card, Arthur. I want to like this card, but I don't. 7 cost 3/6 for 3 lore, shift 5. When you play this character, chosen character gains plus challenger +2 and resist +2, and it can challenge ready characters this turn. I like that ability. However, it's a one-use ability, and then it's done. And it's 7 uninkable. So, I don't know. Spirit, what do you think?
I'm not a fan of it, but I like seeing Sword in the Stone, and the artwork is great, but that's not saying much.
All right. Well, there's a couple cards we want to talk to you about. I think just one in particular.
We can do the well, no, there's like 2, but let's do the lightning round of the Enchanteds. We can just
Oh, sure. Look at the Enchanteds.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the artwork?
Yeah, we can blitz through that.
Okay. Well, they only have one.
Oh, they only got
this
one.
This website's only got one, and it's apparently when you click on it, it changes.
Let's go to honorable mentions.
All right.
That was fast. That was lightning round. All right,
that was really lightning fast.
They're all uncommons.
I'll just type them in. You're welcome.
Oh well, you just spelled it wrong.
Shut up! I understand what I did wrong.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, this card. We are both very, very big fans. Mouse open for everybody. We're big fans. Go ahead.
Big fans. I just have to say, day one I saw this, definitely a 4 of. I'm amazed that it's an uncommon. It's probably one of the strongest uncommon cards.
Honestly, it's Yzma, but for anything, location, item, character, and it's a song. The fact that you can sing it is amazing. I mean, yes, you don't get the body off Yzma, and yes, they get to draw 2 cards, but it hits anything you want. The 2 cards are worth it, and your opponent doesn't feel bad when they get hit with it because they get to draw 2 cards.
And it's just so fun to say, you're welcome, after you do it.
That it is. And we just love this card. We think it's awesome. Let us know what you think. But we're big fans. What's the next card you wanted to look up, sir?
The Pete referee.
Is that an uncommon?
Yeah, it's an uncommon.
Did I spell that right?
Just type in Pete.
Fine.
It's an uncommon.
All right, this card. Okay, so speaking of my action deck, Spirit.
This card, I feel like everyone's going to have a 4 of. Not just because I'm a Pete fan, I already put 4 in, but he shuts down decks. He can give you the win. You just stop him from playing any actions or songs.
Yeah, let's say you're playing Pete. You're playing against a red deck that you know on turn 7 is going to play Be Prepared and board wipe your board. But you just need one more turn to win the game with your characters. Well, I play Pete. Sorry, you can't play Be Prepared. You can't play Grab Your Sword. You can't play any removal at all that are actions. It is insanely good.
Yeah, I think any steel deck is going to have 4 of these. It doesn't matter what it is.
No, I think this is a staple from now on, 100%. Any other cards that are honorable mentions?
Yeah, just the Alanadale.
Oh,
sure. There you go.
Yes, the new Singing Rooster.
Yeah, some more Robin Hood represent. Alanadale, I just think he's just a solid card. I think for song decks, it's like he's going to replace Sleepy's Flute. I just personally feel like he's just way better.
I mean, yes, a living flute. Yes, he can die to removal, but Sleepy's Flute gains you 1 per turn. You sing 3 songs in a turn, this rooster will give you 3 lore. And he taps for 2, and he can sing You're Welcome.
He's going to love you a long time.
Oh my god, I just think this card's really good. I really do.
He's going to serenade you straight to bed.
Well, let's hope not.
Why, you don't like big cocks?
All right, well, I'm trying to think if there's any more honorable mentions. I think that might have been it. I mean, we can technically just scroll down real quick and see if there's anything that strikes our eye. Any uncommons or uncommons?
Just gonna quickly scroll.
Oh, Madam M. Elephant.
Oh,
did
yeah,
we even read that one?
Yes. No, just click on it. I don't think we did.
We did super rares, didn't we? We did.
List.
But this is another super rare that apparently was missing from that
list,
that filter. When you play this character, banish her or another chosen character is yours to your hand. So it's like other mims. You gotta bounce something or she dies. At the start of your turn, you may move up to 2 damage from this character to chosen opposing character. 4-drop 3/7. First of all, great stats. Being able to bounce Merlins and stuff, great. I think this fits more in the home of a moving damage deck, but I think having 7 willpower in a Merlin Madam Mim deck, I think is good.
And the fans are asking for it.
Which one?
They're asking for the hey. What do I think?
Oh, God.
Bring in the hey. Bring in
Did I spell hey wrong?
Yeah, you did.
Is it? That can't
No,
be right.
it's H-E.
That's what I did! Great. Let's just go to Steel.
There he is.
There he is. I mean, look at him in all his majestic glory. All right, Spirit, tell us what you really think.
So, representing the Chicken Star, this hey, I love the artwork. I just wish it was better.
A 5-drop, 4/5 bodyguard.
I mean, they could have just gave it like resist +1, and
then it would have been
better.
It made it at least playable. At this rate, it's not even playable. It's just not good.
I mean, he's a bodyguard that taps for 2. He hits for 4. I love the flavor text. Who's the boat stack now? But
I just wish he was better.
He should have had resist.
I mean,
+1.
the amber one goes in support decks. The red one goes in lore control decks or location decks. The purple one is unkillable. The green one is amazing. And so all 4 of those I feel like they have a home. Now the amber, yellow, and purple one may not be great right now, but I see them being great at some point. This one I never see being great, ever.
No, and all that's left is a Sapphire hey for the next set. We're hoping it's going to be better, but technically this is the best stat hey, but...
This is the chicken we should eat, because he's useless.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I love the artwork, but not the card.
Alright, well... Let's just keep scrolling on, make sure we didn't miss... Oh, wait. Shoot.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Gotta reset the filter.
Yeah.
Shimmering Skies. Yay. Alright, so we went through this. We saw... There's the Turtland, but he's common. Not worth it. And nope, no honorable mentions. Nope.
Just quickly scouring. Like, wait, go back up. I forgot that one right there. That little guy.
Oh, you want to talk about this Robin Hood?
I want to talk about that Robin Hood. Am I talking?
I don't know. Is your mouth open?
Is my mouth open? I can't talk. Yeah, I played this card. I think it's good as it's like the mini goat for green, but you need a damage character.
They need to have a damage character.
Yeah.
So on turn 2, they might not have a damage character, but later in the game, you'll gain a lore. But all right. Well, let's continue downwards. We were in green. Let's go fast. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we forgot that one.
This one I think is very good. Spirit, tell us about it.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about this one. More Robin Hood. Who
Shocker.
knew? Shocker. Yeah, spreading the damage, make him tap for a lot. He's pretty
I think
good.
in a 3-player match, you were able to tap for 8 as soon as you shifted.
The highest cost, I was able to tap for 8 lore.
It's pretty good. I think that's actually a very good card. So, but
yeah, they have
Spirit got his wish. Robin Hood's galore.
But this set has a lot of good uncommons.
Now, if you're gonna shift Clarabelle, I think this is the one to do it on, not the 1-drop, because your 1-drop will not survive until turn 5.
And she'll get you a card.
And this one will hopefully get you a card. So I like that one. I think while we're just scrolling, both our mouths should be open.
Yeah.
Let's just mouth breathe over
We're
here. We're mouth breathers over here.
We're confusing the audience who was talking.
We talked about You're Welcome. You want to talk about this one? You talked about it earlier.
It's debatable.
All right. Well, okay. Let's keep going down.
Oh,
which one?
Of course, we gotta talk about this guy.
A vanilla. Okay.
Just a 4/3 for 3. That's pretty
I like that
size.
his name is Pastry Chomper.
Yeah,
I can relate.
It's just an honorable mention.
All right, let's see here.
If I'm building this Pete deck, I'm gonna build it.
Well, yeah, all the
I gotta
Pete's
build
gotta
it
be
right.
Oh, I have one I want to honorable mention. What?
Oh, look at the comment here.
What does it say? I can't read it. You're too far away.
It's easy to tell your voices apart, at least. Waffles
Nice.
is the cool guy and Spirit is the other
I
cool
love
guy.
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There actually is a card that I want to talk about. I forgot about one.
Self-esteem boosted.
Hold on, let me find it. Tipo. This card, I think, is very good in Blurple. In blue and purple. Why? Because I got the 20 ink off this little guy. Because you play him, it's a Fishbone Quill on a creature. It does enter exerted. However, you play him, put a card from your hand into your inkwell. Bouncing with Mim. Do it again. Bouncing with Mim. Do it again. Over and over and
He
over
hit
again.
20 ink.
Oh, I was at 23 at least.
No, but this little guy pushed so many people down the well for you. It was not even funny.
He was a serial killer.
He was
wanted.
a serial killer.
He was wanted.
He was wanted.
Let's see here. We talked about that. Talked about those. I think actually this card has potential. I'm not going to zoom in on it, but look at the top 5. Put one to your hand. Oh, this card.
Oh,
This card I think is good. 2 ink action. Put chosen item or location into his player's ink while face down exerted. Worst case, it's ink. Best case, you're ramping yourself with your own items. Middle ground, you remove something of your opponents. So all around, good card.
This was the removal that Sapphire needed.
Yeah, I think it's just a very good card. I wish it would just stay.
And more
where it
pushing
was.
stuff down the inkwell just for you, Waffles.
I love it so much. And then oh wait. We should talk about one more card. Where are you, buddy? This one right here. Let me just make sure there's no other ones. That's it. All right, last card we're going to talk about is finally the Shifting Simba. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item or location. I think it's mediocre, but I like that it can blow something up, and I like having a Shift Simba. So
yeah, I mean, he's not the strongest. I prefer the 5/7 one.
But he's not shiftable.
But he's not shiftable. But hey, more Simba love. That's all good. We like our Simba.
All right, well, I think that's everything we wanted to talk about. Anything else you'd like to say, Spirit?
No, thank you for everyone who has been patient with us, learning how to talk with these PNGs.
Yeah, we're sorry that the voices are off, but we're amateurs and we're manually pressing buttons, and sometimes we're so into the conversation that we forget.
Yeah, we forget a lot.
All right, well, once again, we are the Upkeep. I'm Waffles, together with
Spirit.
And we're the professionals.
Professional.
Wow, we messed that up.
Missed that kid
Well,
right there.
we're professionals.
Goodbye, everybody.
everybody.
Thank you for watching.
So long, bye-bye.